Greetings, travelers. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kahi.
And we're the Genshin guys. Welcome. All this podcast is for fans of Genshin Impact, the mobile game made by HoYoverse, also known as miHoYo. Here we talk about our opinions, experiences, and dreams about Genshin Impact. If you like our show, don't forget to subscribe on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the podcast. Alright, Kahi, before we get started, how are you doing today?
Doing good. I am really enjoying this new cold weather because all of my sleeps have been really well. I've been doing really good. I have been doing pretty decent at work as well. Work is work as you know it, but yeah, lately it's been doing really good. A lot of games to play, a lot of shows to watch, which is a reminder I have a lot of shows to watch today, but I'll probably do that after all my gaming
solo
sessions.
leveling Saturday.
Solo leveling, but it was also Free Run Friday that I forgot, and because I was just too tired. So yeah, lots to look forward to, a lot of games to play. I have been I have sunk into Baldur's Gate 3 for so long. I need to take a break and play something else. So there's just a lot. I have a lot to do. What about you? Anything that you're focusing on other than Genshin? Anything personally?
Yeah, just navigating through life stuff still. It's just a never-ending whirlwind. So
I hear ya.
hopefully things will get better soon. But nothing I can really comment on this time. So yeah, I mean that's it. I guess I've been playing a lot of Helldivers. And I've been streaming. I've been streaming. I've also been playing Lorcana, the Disney trading card game with some people. Very, very fun. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all goes. Blah, 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 blah. That's all that's going on right now. Okay, so let's get started talking about Genshin because I am kind of excited to talk about the live stream. For a couple of different reasons. So let me introduce today's topics. We're going to be talking about our weeks in Genshin, of course. We're going to be talking about Genshin news, and then we're going to be talking about the 4.5 live stream. So we're going to talk about Chiori, impressions and predictions. We're going to talk about the new classic Wish banner and how it works. We're also going to talk about some of the stuff that people are talking about it, which I would like to address, and the 4.5 events and rewards. Followed by the community discussion question, of course, and one last wish. So, shout out time. I just wanted to shout out to everybody that came to the event last weekend, the great and glorious Resinless Runaround Rivalry Race. On my Twitch stream, we had a bunch of guests up here. We had a bunch of viewers, people watching, people race throughout Teyvat with the the game hosted by me and created by RexLab Isn't, our mod on the server. And thank you to everybody that helped in any capacity toward it. Congratulations to our participants. The winners were Yesenia VO was the winner, and Winnykins, who came in second, and everybody else that participated: Jun Yoon, Teyvat Barista, Owlet, and our community members Signy and Bookworm. So thank you guys for everyone that participated, and we're looking forward to seeing you maybe in the next one. So if you'd like to get to see some of that or, participate or help us to test it more, feel free to join the Discord. The link is Feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description. And yeah, it should be pretty fun. Also, to keep the podcast going, for those of you that don't know, I do have a Ko-Fi link in the description of the podcast, so you can help support us, or you can come on by the Twitch channel and support us that way as well. We're going to be doing hopefully more stuff on the Twitch channel in the future. Right now we're just kind of in the middle of figuring things out. So, stand by and come join us in the Discord, and then come see what we have in store for you. Otherwise, that's all we got going on. So let's go for our first topic, which is, of course, our weeks in Genshin. All right, Kahi, how was your week in Genshin this week?
I had a nice little trip to the sea. I've been going to all the shorelines of Liyue, trying to find those darn conch shells for gaming, because they're actually pretty close together. But I noticed it doesn't have to just be by a body of water. It has to be like ocean facing, because these particular shells are ocean creatures. So I had just been going through the old zones, just going all the way across all the shores. I actually found a chest that I didn't pick up a long time ago. So that was interesting. I love finding like chests in old areas. thinking that you found all of them, and then you actually find something really good. So
Even if you have 100%?
I'm pretty sure I don't have 100% in certain leeway places, just because.
But even if you have 100%, you can find those.
Oh yes, that's right. It's like it's like not really a pity chest.
Like a buffer.
But yeah, a buffer. So like you technically did 100%, but it's like an optional chest over here.
You don't have child, right? You don't have Tartaglia?
I do not, no.
Okay, because they're the same conches that he uses. So I still,
it is.
For whatever reason, I don't know if it's like because of how excited I was to use him and to level him up and stuff or whatever, but I remember where all of them are. Like I remember the 2 major areas where a lot of those conches are, so it's very easy for me to just go there and casually collect them. Yeah. So, but yeah, I totally feel you. What else have you been doing?
I have been practicing with my Leeway ladies team. I think I mentioned this last episode. It's Ningguang, which apparently is really good already. Ningguang, Beidou, Yelan, and Zhanyun. Every single one of these characters could actually just stay on the field for a while with just all of their elemental interactions. I have Beidou for countering and shields. I have Ningguang for throwing a lot of rocks. And then Zhanyun is the DPS support as well as healer. It's been actually really good. So I caved in and just put the Veneria set. I just settled on putting the Viridescent set on her. Because I mean, if she's not going to be on the field a lot anyway, and she's going to be like healing, and I don't want Kazuha to be my only swirl character, so I just decided to give her the Viridescent set. Maybe when I find a nicer animal DPS character, maybe I'll just put the other animal set on them. But
true.
Overall,
I used the Song of Days Past one, the healing one, from the same dungeon as the Navius set.
I really need to get more healing sets. I've just been putting the maiden set, and it's been fine.
It like buffs your team depending on how much it overheals. So it's like really
overhealing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I'll try it later. But yeah, it's just that farming for Gaming. I finally got him to 80. His talents are 188. So I didn't really need to upgrade his normal attacks anyways, because I'm only going to be using his skill. That's it. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much settled on Gaming and his like kit and style. I'm putting him on one team with Dia and Kazuha, so he's been doing really well. What about you? Any experiments you've been doing, or just farming for stuff?
No, I've just been exploring a little bit here and there. I kind of made a decision where up until now I've had all of the characters on my Asia account, and then I just had some of them on my NA account, the ones I thought were worth having on both accounts, which I might still continue to do. But I think going forward, just to be a little more efficient, and since I want to like have things on both accounts that I want to keep going strong, like there are characters I want to take care of on both accounts. Like I have Risley only on my NA account, so like when I play my NA account, it feels nice and different because I have Risley, but everyone else just feels like a weaker version of who I have on my Asia account, which is my main account. So I decided to do what I'm kind of doing in Star Rail with like my Asia and NA accounts as well, which is like go for some characters on my NA account and some characters on my Asia account. So split them. And, going forward, it's probably going to be more dependent on who I already have on my NA account and who would really benefit my NA account. And I'm going to weigh whether or not they benefit my NA account a lot. And if they don't, I'll just get them on my Asia account. But like, for example, Chiori, she's like a Geo, DPS. I'm thinking to just get her on my NA account because I don't have any Geo DPSs on there. So stuff like that. Like I'm going to start balancing my 2 accounts. So I was like farming a bit on my NA account this past week. I got to do that event. So I did the cooking event, by the way. You did that, right?
It's ongoing, so I'm waiting till the last couple of days to make sure that everything is
ending
available.
Today or tomorrow.
No,
the cooking event.
Oh, the cooking event.
The cooking. Yeah, the one where you cook for the people.
Oh, that one. Oh yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, you did that, right?
No, I gotta start that. Nope, I gotta start it.
No, oh my god, I would totally talk to you about that. Like, we need to talk about that because, dude, I don't want to spoil it for you, but there are characters that come from all across the world.
That's always
that
fun.
you cook for. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's very, very fun banter. We're definitely gonna talk about it next time, okay?
All right.
I need to do that one again on my NA account, but it's so good. It's so worth it. Oh my god. I honestly, English might be the way to go for that one. To be honest, like,
I mean, if Nouvelette's in it, I have to listen to it in English.
Well, there's other people that you definitely have to listen to it in English for, and I'm not gonna spoil it. But yeah, there's some voice lines in there that are just so funny. And they just don't hit the same way in Japanese, weirdly enough, right? But it's really cool. And so I was doing that. And then I have to do that. The Hilla Trail event. That's the one you're thinking of. The one where you're like a Sealy and it's not unlocked yet. That's the one that's coming up. But the cooking event ends like in like a day or two, so you need to do that one. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, I've just been thinking about what I want to do. I've been capped on resin for a little bit. I've been playing on stream a little bit, but I don't know. I'm just having trouble balancing right now because like I'm having a lot of fun in Star Rail, but like I want to do more in Genshin, and then just other games like Helldivers and like I've been playing Tekken a lot. By the way, I forgot to mention this. I've had some really fun moments in Tekken, so I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, it's it is what it is.
I might have to slowly wean myself off of Honkai Star Rail because there's just a lot that I have to do, a lot that I want to play and a lot that I want to watch. It's taken up a lot of time, and it was kind of like a side game for me. It was good at first when it was like fresh and new because you're discovering the world, but I kind of found like, I mean, we kind of all know the end game of that game already. It's very stagnant. I mean, there's a story, and then you can power up your character. It's just like Genshin, but I mean, it's just
wait, Kahi, have you done the newest story?
I didn't. I got it like. I started it. I walked around. I met Firefly. Okay, I know it's a good story. People keep saying it's a great event. Okay, if I can get to the end of that I want to see, like, is it going to be enough to hook me?
Get to the end, and then you tell me again whether or not it's good enough to hook you, because the end of it is like kind of like really good. So
okay, I'll take your word for it. A lot of people are saying the same thing, but I'm like, okay, if it's not, I can't balance.
Like, just finish to where it says like it just finished to where it's like a interlude or whatever.
Yeah, I'll get to that point. The point where people are talking about.
Yeah, I think for a while it could be. I mean, Honkai could just be a game where you literally sign in, just do the dailies, and jump out in 5 minutes, and just leave it like that for a while.
On a 15-minute break.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like perfect for 15-minute breaks. But yeah. So anyway, okay, yeah. So Honkai Star Rail, I think is, I mean, it's a good side game for me. The Hoyoverse games, I'm actually really considering playing Honkai Impact 3rd. Like, yes, there's other games I want to play.
When does Chapter 2 come out? Because that's the revamp.
It came out Thursday. Out? Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I haven't actually played it. I've just been watching people play it because I'm scared to like get into it.
I saw like the clip of the yo-yo girl.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of cool things. I don't want to get too much into it on this podcast per se, but like, the Hoyoverse games to me are really special, and so I really want to keep exploring those. Like, Zenless Zone Zero is going to come out eventually, Honkai Impact 3rd, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin. Like, those, I would love to keep those like at the top of my list for games to keep up with, and then everything else can just come whenever I have time, or I can play off stream. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so that's it for our weeks in Genshin. Let's talk about Genshin news. Okay, so in Genshin news we have Bennett's birthday, which is hilarious because Bennett's birthday is, as unlucky as he is on Leap Day, which means it's February 29th, the day that only comes every 4 years.
So it's his first birthday.
Obviously, default celebrated on the 28th for people who were born on the 29th, I guess. But yeah, it's really funny because it's just like, imagine that whole unlucky thing. It's whoever thought of putting his birthday on leap year is freaking hilarious.
So cruel.
But it is his birthday. It was his birthday. It was a leap year, so there you go. And then we have this Genshin Impact and Discovery collaboration. Discovery Channel, and they have Genshin's what's it called? Like philanthropy division, which is called like Genshin for Good, and they're going to be talking about, I don't know, we don't actually know what it's going to be. We just know there's like a
social event, interactions.
Like they showed like some nature documentary-esque like visuals, and then they have the art. You know how they always do the collab art with characters and costumes that we wish we freaking had. They showed a Kaveh art of Kaveh wearing like some nature clothes, like forest clothes,
Like
or
an
whatever.
adventure vest or something. A lot of pockets.
Yeah, like an adventure, which I thought was so funny because someone commented like, okay, so wait,
Why
so you're
Kave?
gonna why Kave, like why the architect like builds things like not in nature,
I
like
would have said
man-made
Tenari or
structures.
Kale, but I mean, Tainari's
Literally so many
character has been
choices,
involved with some stuff. You have Kale, who's like, I mean, there's so many Sumeru characters you could have put out there, but I don't know. Interesting
like
choice.
at least it's not Dory. All right, so that's fine. So and then we have the Teyvat Nature Discovery Tour fan art contest, so you should check that out. All that news is on their Twitter, so go check it out, or X, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Genshin news. I mean, we had the live stream was the biggest news, so typically all the news revolves around that. So let's dive into version 4.5 live stream, version 4.5, which is called Blades Weaving Betwixt. Was it brocade?
Brocade, yes.
Yes, which apparently is
like
some
blockade,
sort
but
of
with
fabric.
bro.
Yes, brocade. Yo, you want to form a brocade? No, just kidding. So, so first let's talk about Chiori, the new character, right? So, we see like some things in the story. Heavily featured are Chiori and Kirara, which is really cool because we haven't really like seen that much Kirara, and we do know that Chiori made Kirara's outfit. So, so we get to see some cool stuff there, and so Chiori's coming out. So, Kahi, tell us about like Chiori's like abilities and stuff as we know so far.
So she's Kaching. I'm just kidding.
Again.
Another Kaching. Okay, but
So we have Kaching, and we have
with a
Dendro
twist.
Kaching, and then we have Geo Kaching, right?
Yep. Now this is an interesting character because there's a lot of ways you could play this character, but the skill, there's something very unique about her skill. So we all know like Kaching, you can aim her skill, you teleport to there, and you do an attack. We have the same thing with Alhaitham, but it's more instant. We can aim it, but it's instant. You don't have to tap and then tap again. Now Chiori, you can tap and she does her move on the ground. It's a big upper slash. That's Geo. But not only can you aim it in the air, but as you teleport, you can switch to another character and have them do their plunging attack or do whatever they want. So her skill can technically like summon your other character in your team. We don't know exactly what the button input is, but they're saying like while you're holding the skill, you can use it to switch to another character. Now, they didn't specify if you have to input a button to, say which character, or does the skill just switch to another random character. I hope it's not random, but I hope you can plan it out.
It's probably not random, but yeah.
That'd be funny, but it's going to allow you to, I think the only skill that directly tells you to use another character or says that you can enable another character. So that's a very interesting interaction.
Yeah, and plus like more focus on plunging attacks, right? Like,
yep.
We just got two characters that do plunging attack.
And Claymore users are going to be a lot more powerful with this character too. So so Chiori's skill, it's a single slash, but it also summons a companion which is named
Tomato.
Not Tomato, Tamoto. But with the added talents, you can summon another one of the. Oh, actually, no. The talent is when you use this attack and aim it, it will you can switch to another character. But this special summon, I guess I just got reminded of Yu-Gi-Oh. But anyways, special summon when you have
special summon.
I special summon Tamoto. I was about to say tomato again. When you special summon Tamoto. And if there is another Geo construct on the field, another Tamoto will summon. Now these, special summons will attack for you, kind of like a mini Geo, Raiden Shogun's.
Arena's little bubbles.
Well, no, it's actually going to be more like Raiden Shogun's like skill. It's a really wide slash, but it's like a smaller Geo slash that kind of like appears on the target itself. It's not really a projectile. They don't fire it. It just is a coordinated attack. So as you see Chiori slashing, you will also see another small Geo slash in midair, which kind of looks like a little seam or a little stitch going into the air. It's not as big as Raiden Shogun's, but it's smaller. But it operates just like that. The frequency isn't as high as Raiden Shogun's either. It's very infrequent, like every couple seconds. which is why you want to have a Geo construct on the field so that you can summon 2 to do more of those, infrequent slashes. So she can either be your Geo Hypo Carry, because she's going to be doing base physical damage as well as Geo damage at the same time, and it summons 2 friendly helpers, and she capitalizes on Geo constructs. So if you have 2, 3, or even 4 Geo characters, it'll actually be pretty viable now. And with the new plunging mechanics, it could be really good. I think I wanted to see a little. I don't know exactly what more I wanted from Chiori, but it seems very good. But it seems between 4 and 5 star caliber. What do you think? What's your impressions of Chiori so far?
Yeah, that's because of that exact thing. I was like, is she gonna be a new standard banner character, our first Geo standard banner character? You know what I mean? Because like, she seems like she's powerful in the right way. I mean, in the right like teams and things, but like she seems very, very niche, and like her value isn't obviously apparent. Now maybe she'll have insanely high damage output or something, but it is based off of, she looks like she scales off attack and defense. So and up until now, defense scaling hasn't been that great. But yeah, I don't know, I really felt like she was like not that powerful from the way that they showed her. Like, I don't know if it's the way she looks or whatnot.
She uses swords,
I literally thought she was gonna be a 4-star. Like,
yeah, I thought so too
when she was announced. But I mean, she looks cool. I like her design and stuff. But there were a lot of 4 stars I really like too. But yeah, it's kind of weird. So we're gonna have to see how she plays out. But part of me also doesn't feel like she's flashy enough to be a 5-star. Like, most 5 stars are really flashy.
Yeah, who's the 4 stars in Fontaine right now? We have Chiori, we have Charlotte, Chevreuse, and Lynette.
Fremine,
right? So that's 5 4 stars already. I don't know if we're gonna get another one in the next 3 patches. Most likely at least one more.
We probably will. Yeah, we probably will. Yeah, like 1 or 2.
And speaking of 4 stars,
Chevreuse came out of nowhere.
Yeah. True, but speaking of 4 stars, they didn't announce who the 4-star companions are going to be on the Wish banners.
Likely Kirara.
Likely. So phase 1, by the way, is going to be Chiori and Ito, Arataki Ito. But I don't think his weapon is coming back, because I really want his weapon for Noel. But yeah, it's gonna be Geo focused this time around for phase 1. Phase 2 is going to be Nuvalette and Kazuha, but yeah, we don't know anything about the accompanying 4 stars. But my impressions of Chiori so far is 4-star plus, but not necessarily 5-star in terms of like utility or just combat in general. I mean, her attacks seem pretty basic. Not a long string of like basic attacks. Oh, I just realized something. There is a character that has an effect right when you switch to another character, and it's Candace. Yeah. So I mean, you could probably use Chiori to force create a hydro geostone.
Water bubble in the air.
Not water bubble, but like if you can use her to make a splash, and it creates a geo shard.
Yeah, that's it.
And it makes a shard immediately. It should make a shard immediately, so that could be pretty interesting, pretty useful.
I mean, remember, like maybe there'll be a thing where maybe her thing will just be physical damage.
Possibly. I mean, anyone can benefit from the Shimenawa set and the.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what to think of her right now.
It's very new. I mean, we'll find out. We'll have the community play around. We'll do some experimenting. I don't know if I want to actually wish for her, because I don't have that many wishes after like the last couple banners, because I wasted a lot on trying to get Shen Yun's weapon, and now I can't, so I'm just gonna keep saving. I need to save for Natlan. I mean, definitely Arlecchino, but she's probably gonna be at the very end.
But she's probably gonna be like before we leave Fontaine, because she was a huge part of Fontaine. So I'd probably say save. Hopefully. Yeah, my feeling. But remember. Before the patch drops, drip marketing. So we'll see what happens. Oh man, that'll be exciting. Okay.
Remember Chlorande? Chlorande, we still need to see.
Oh yeah, Chlorande. Oh my gosh, Chlorande. When I saw her at the lantern I was like, huh? It's like, there she is. When is she gonna be playable? All right. Well, I like her effect. The when people in your party like are using non-standard gliders or outfits, and you get movement speed. Like that's pretty funny. You know what I mean?
I thought it would be more of like she'd have more of a cosmetic effect, like not just if your characters have like different cosmetics, there's effect. I mean like something that affects them cosmetically.
I think this one makes sense though for the kind of passives
does.
that they have on the characters so far, like the running faster during the daytime. Like who the heck thinks of that? You know what I mean? Like it's so weird.
I think for me as like a clothing based character, I would assume that she would have some kind of effect for shields or like auras around characters or like something that envelops the character, like a weave or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I just thought too heavily into the theme. But...
yeah, I think they were just like girl with big scissors.
Yeah.
Let's just turn them into swords. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Like Ryoko.
Sure.
Kill a
like
kill.
Ryoko, like from Don't Lose Your Way. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what an anime. So good. Alright, well, Chiori, first impressions, I think she's like 4-star plus, not so much 5-star. She's cool. I don't think I'll be rolling for this particular character. If I'm going to use any Geo character for damage, I have Noelle. I love Noelle. She's great.
Yep. Plus, who's on the banner with Chiori? Ito.
Ito.
Boom. So if you're someone who's interested, you can try them both out. And if you want a Geo DPS character, you get to pick one because they're both there. There's also the second phase, which will be Nervalet and Kaedehara Kazuha. So if you don't have Kazuha, I beg you, please get Kazuha. If you have Kazuha and you don't have Nervalet, I beg you, also get Nervalet. But you know, Nervalet, I'm gonna say Nervalet is a fun playstyle. It's very easy to use and very cool looking. But if it doesn't appeal to you, then that's totally fine. And that thing that people do in Spiral Abyss to like max damage or just for fun, where they like spin their freaking mouse around super fast so that they can like swirl hydro blast everything in the area. You don't have to do that.
You don't.
you don't have to. Please don't think that you have to do that. Someone was like, I was talking to someone and they were like, I was like, are you gonna get Nouvelet? And they were like, yeah, I mean, I would, but like, I like his character, but like, I don't like the way that, you know, the way you play him. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, okay, I guess maybe you don't like the canon thing. And they're like, no, I don't like spinning around. I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like, that's just something people do. You know what I mean?
I
like,
don't care how meta it is.
Way.
I'd like to see the battlefield sometimes.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. I don't like that. It's like the Nahida thing. I understand, like where you like whip the camera around and just tag everything real fast. Like that's cool. But like Nouvelet is literally just like run your mouse back and forth, like spin.
So Nahida, you do one spin, but Nouvelet
exactly.
you keep spinning. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's just too disorienting.
Not for me. But if you want to do it, yeah, go for it.
A lot of characters, a lot of we've now gotten to the point where there's 2 banners and 2 5-stars each. There's a lot of characters out there. So for people who are coming in they want all the characters, it's going to be kind of hard time to decide all the meta characters that we had for like year 1 and year 2. I mean, what if I want Raiden Shogun? When is her banner? I want to save for Raiden Shogun. So Hoyoverse came out with this thing, which I think is really cool, called the Chronicled Wish. So, Josh, would you like to introduce the Chronicled Wish?
Yes, so the Chronicle Wish banner is basically a banner where you can choose which 5-star you want, and after you roll normally, like the same way that you would on like an event character, you can get that 5-star. So basically what that means is there's still a 50-50, but it's within the characters in that banner. Okay, so
there's like 6 characters
this banner,
right now.
There's 6 characters, and in this banner, it's meant to bring back characters that haven't had a banner in a while and have had at least 3 banners in the past. So which means that they came out once, they had 2 reruns, and now they're eligible to be put in this banner. And they'll be put in this banner after they haven't been around for a while, is what they've implied. There's no like perfect like wording thing that
a little ambiguous.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a little ambiguous. But you can tell a little bit that from the characters that they have put in, what they're trying to do. So in this case, there are 3 standard characters and 3 non-standard characters. So there are Mona, Diluc, and Jean, who are standard. And then there's Albedo, Klee, and Eula. Now, Eula, Albedo, and Klee have not had a banner in a while. So for people trying to get them, you can roll on this banner. for people who never got characters, like I didn't get Diluc or Mona until over a year into playing the game, because there's no way to guarantee them. This banner lets you guarantee getting them. It's the same system where if you win the 50-50, great, you got them, the one you chose. But if not, then you get one of the other random characters in here, right?
Guaranteed to be one of these 6.
3 of those are standards, but you could lose to an event exclusive character, which is a new thing for us, right? Like, I could lose I don't have Diluc, I haven't gotten him ever, or I want Albedo, but then I lose my 50-50 and I get Eula, which is like kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's another interesting way to, like, when you're going for a character you want, to get like more constellations for other characters. That way you're not just getting Chi-Chis all the time. You know what I mean?
I think honestly the best thing to me is if you select what they said is in the FAQ. I'm reading this thing. So there's gonna be characters and and weapons. There's only 5-star characters
too, yeah.
and only 5-star weapons. But if you are rolling for a character, you have to designate, are you going to go for this character or are you going to go for this weapon? You get to select. If you select a character, all of your wishes will give you characters. If you select yes. If you select, well, I don't think they said only 5 stars, but it says, okay, I'm trying to read the
I believe it
text here.
says.
Okay. So before wishing, you must choose, let me just read it entirely. So before wishing, you must choose your chronicled path by selecting a 5-star character or weapon from the list of 5-star items. If the designated item is a character, the 5-star items you can obtain in the wish will all be characters. Whereas if the designated item is a weapon, then the 5-star items you can obtain in the wish will all be weapons. There are guarantees for both the 5-star and the 4-star items in the wish. So from this, I'm saying
there are guarantees for both the 5-star and 4-star items in the wish?
Right. So it says when you obtain a 5-star item in this event wish, there is a 50% chance it will be the designated item. You are guaranteed to win a 4-star or above item at least once every 10 attempts. It could go either way.
It's just the same system.
That's
the same system.
But
it's the same thing that exists now. Every 10 pull, you get a guaranteed purple. Like that's how it is.
Mm-hmm. It's just
that's just saying
the way
it's
that they're wording it though. It says there are guarantees for both the 5-star and 4-star items in the wish.
Yeah, because then it continues to say 90 wishes is the hard pity, and then it says that the hard pity for a 4-star is 10 every 10 attempts.
Right.
That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about the paragraph before.
Okay.
Right. So
I'm just hoping if I go for a character, I'll always get characters, but it doesn't specifically
only
say
for
that.
5 stars. It says 4 5 stars.
Okay, all right. So I won't get my hopes up.
Yeah.
Then. I don't want to get.
Don't
sweet!
get your hopes up.
It's a 4-star character rolling. So that would be
so
cool.
that's the thing.
But it's not.
So that's the thing. A lot of people are still complaining about with this banner is that this does not address the inability to get certain 4 stars. Like there's no 4-star chooser, right? There's no like.
Right. 4-star characters are not
imagine if this was literally just like a create a banner, which is like, okay, I want this 5-star and these 4 stars, and there's 3 of them, right? Like then you could kind of guarantee, like, and then I'm guaranteed to get one of them if I fail. Like people want it to be like, say you pull 10 times. Let's say Kirara's in the 4 stars, and you like want Kirara, so you roll 10, and then your 4-star is Toma, and then you're like, okay, so next 4-star will be should be a guaranteed character that I want from the 4 stars. That's how people want it. Right now,
it's only for 5 stars.
It's like that. No, it's like that right now, but it's for the 3 4 stars that are featured, which means I roll a Toma. Toma's not on the banner. I get Kirara. How can I explain this? So let's say there's 3 featured 4 stars, and then you roll a non-featured 4-star. Your next 4-star is guaranteed to be one of the featured 4 stars, but you cannot choose which 4-star it is. But that's why you can go 1,000 pulls and never get like 1 Kirara, because there's no guarantee you can get Kirara. You're just guaranteed to get one of the 3 4-stars, which means there's always a 33% chance to get what you want.
Speaking of guarantees, of guarantees, I want to make sure people also know this very, very important note. They actually put this in like gold text or like orange gold text. So, you know how there's a pity system, right? So they say after choosing a 5-star as your designated item, character or weapon, if you obtain a 5-star item that was not your designated item, you will receive 1 fate point. This is important. The fate point is the pity. Once you have reached the maximum amount of fate points, which is 1, the next 5-star item you obtain through this wish is guaranteed to be your designated item. And then it goes back to 0 points, 0 fate points. So if I choose Jean as my focus, as my designated item, and I get D-Look, my next guaranteed 5-star on this banner will be Jean. However, I can't save it. I cannot save that fate point. So if, let's see, the wish guarantee count will continue to accumulate within that Chronicle Wish banner. The wish guarantee count for Chronicle Wish is independent of the guarantee counts for the other types of wishes. Your fate points will not be carried over to the next Chronicled Wish. Your fate points will be reset to 0 when the current Chronicled Wish ends. So you can't save your pity point for the next Chronicled banner and say, oh, I'm going to get guaranteed first try this one. It's not going to carry over. The pity is built within that one. So if people are trying to like, let's say it's a little different from how it is now, because if I roll on, let's say, Nouvelette's banner and I don't get Nouvelette, I can't wait till the next banner and say, oh, hey, I'll get, Clorange guaranteed. That's how it is for the current banners. For this Chronicled banner, I can't do that. So the pity only starts building, the 50/50 only starts building within that Chronicled Wish event. That's where I think people are getting a little frustrated, because they kind of want to like hold on to that pity point. They want to hold on to that fate point, which it sounds like there's only a maximum of 1 anyways. But if it really boils down to, hey, these are 6 characters, you are guaranteed to get 1 of these 6 if you don't have any of them. So honestly, you should roll on this. If you're a new player, this is great for you. You have 6 guaranteed. 1 of these 6 people you are gonna get, either on your first try or your second. So I do like this, because it's more of a focus wish. Because also I want certain weapons. I may already have enough characters, but I do kind of want a 5-star weapon for certain people. So I can choose a weapon, and I will guarantee to get 1 of those weapons. I don't know how many. There's like 2. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 5-star weapons. So the selection is more broad. I'm gonna get 1 of those. And it sounds like there's always going to be a selection of 6 characters. The eligibility again is they have to have at least 3 banners in the past and haven't shown up for a while. They don't define it. So, honestly, I like this.
A lot of people are calling it a scam and all this stuff, but it's like it's just so funny to me, because like people become really entitled, and they're like talking about like, people get really crazy when they're trying to min-max and they're trying to like optimize their game experience, because they're like, I don't want to spend money, so like, you should make the game easier for me so I don't have to spend money. Like, and there's this conversation, but like, it doesn't matter. It's literally the same system we have now, but you can now choose from characters that you couldn't choose from before. And people are complaining like, yeah, why don't you let us use acquaint fates instead of you need to use intertwined fates instead of acquaint fates, which are like the standard banner pulls. You have to use the event banner pulls.
Well, I'll say this is better. You know what? I really would say this is better, because how the weapon banners are now. Sorry, I just want to get this out before you can continue. But the weapon banner, you can choose the same thing, the path, but you can still get the wrong 5-star twice. Even if you roll again.
This is a better version of that in that sense.
Exactly. Like and it's for characters now.
Yeah, and so people basically are just really, I don't know, disappointed that they can't not spend more money. But that's the whole point of this, right? The whole point of this is for you to engage with the game more, for you to not be able to just save up all your gems, because there's also the benefit of this, and having this is better than nothing, okay? Objectively, having this is better than nothing. Because, for example, I've been playing this game since day 1. I don't have Wolf's Gravestone. I don't have Skyward Pride. I've never gotten them. I don't necessarily want Skyward Pride, but I do want Wolf's Gravestone. And Like, then there are, and also Hunter's Path, which wasn't available since Tanari became a standard banner character, and Dia's weapon, Beacon of the Red Sea, which is really good for her. Like, these are now available. Like, you can get them. There is a way to get them. So this is an overall win for the game. Like, but the people that are complaining are a lot of, you know, content creators, people who min-max, they're trying to talk about free to play, they're trying to like play without spending as much money. But like, the whole point is for you to spend money, and it's a video game, and it's free to play, and it's very generous in general. So like, even if you're not getting what you want with the least amount, whatever, like, it's gambling, it's gacha, like, that's the whole point of this game. So if you haven't figured that out yet, then you got to like reevaluate, because this game is like that. And this game, and it being like that, is the reason we have the game the way it is today. Do I think there could be better improvements? Do you think it could be, you know, quote unquote more fair, you know, more forgiving, more options? Like we were talking about the 4-star banners. I even think using Acquaint Fates would be kind of cool. But like, it in the end, it's just a system that they've added that gives us more options, and
solves multiple problems too.
We don't have to do it. It solves multiple problems. We don't have to do it. So
it's an additional option.
They could literally just have never come out with this, and you would still all be playing the game. You know what I mean? Like the point is that this is here now, and just learning to use it effectively, learning when you know, if you're saving up a bunch of stuff, we don't have a new character for a while, and you're like, I don't really want any of the new characters, but I have a bunch of primo gems. Oh, look, it's Eula. I can get another constellation. Oh, I can get her weapon, or I can do this.
Yeah, guaranteed constellations.
Like, it's still a good addition in general. So, you know, and if you feel differently, feel free to come talk about it, you know, like comment, or you know, tell us in the Discord or whatever. Come join my stream, we can talk about it. But this is, I think, an overall good thing for the game, healthy for, especially, you know, we went over that drought of like 1.5 years of no Eula banner, and you know, Albedo's was starting to become a little similar, and we have the weapons that were like never able to be gotten again because of like standard banners. Like, you know, it's a good addition, and yes, it could be tweaked, yes, it could be better, and maybe they can do that in the future, maybe they won't, I don't know. But like, it's not a scam, okay? Like, the whole game is meant to be this way. There is guarantees, okay? A scam is when there are no guarantees. I think the 4-star, the fact that there is no way to get 4 stars is kind of a scam in that sense. But, you know, the highlight is 5 stars. That's just how they decided to do it. Now, I hope in the future they add a way to get 4 stars. Sure, they can always change that if they want to,
or make a 4-star version of this. The tech is here,
or they can do it, because they're clearly thinking about it.
They can build off of this.
So you know, just, I think it's still worth supporting the game, voicing your opinions. Yes, there's a thing where it's like, we voice our opinions, Honkai Star Rail gets them, you know, it is what it is. Like, there's not much we can do about it, but we just got to keep doing it, okay? Like, just keep voicing your opinions. But I still believe that this is a good addition to the game. I don't think it's a scam in the sense that like you can get what you want, and you know, we just got to remember that we are all playing this game for fun. You know, I get when people get crazy when they're like min-maxing and doing all this stuff, but like, it's supposed to be fun. And like, if you want to voice it, that's cool, but like, you know, definitely don't need to attack people over it in any time ever. So please don't, okay? But I'm open to hearing opinions and alternatives. Like, I love talking about alternatives for like, you know, your own system that you design. Like I said, like pick a 4-star, like create a banner, like that kind of thing. That's fun to talk about. Anyway, this is the Chronicle Wish banner. It's coming out on in this new patch. We've already confirmed like the Eula Albedo and Klee, Mona Diluc Jean, and then the 5-star weapons. All the standard banner weapons plus Dia's weapon and Tanari's weapon are in there, as well as Eula's weapon. So if you haven't already got those, this is a chance to do that. If you're saving up for another character, save up for another character. Just wait till the other things come back in here. There's way more things rotating in here than in the normal banners. So you have time if you know, you don't need to immediately go for it. But yeah, you know, that's it. That's the Chronicled Wish banner. If you want to see the frequently asked questions, it is in hoyolab.com. Go check it out.
One more thing I want to bring up about it. Just one more little thing I want to bring up about it. The cadence of the reappearance of these things has not been specified. It says a Chronicled Wish event will be available from time to time. So stay tuned to their official news for details of when they're going to be available. It's not going to be every patch, not going to be every expansion. We don't know. But One I want to also point out the theme of these 6 characters. They're all from Mondstadt. They're all from around year 1-ish. So the fact that they have this system in place means if you are new to the game and you missed all of the Liyue characters, and you missed all of the Inazuma characters, and maybe you even missed all of the Sumeru characters, you have a selection of 6 at a time when this comes back. And apparently, they might just make it like that theme. Like, hey, here's the Inazuma Chronicle Wish. Because a lot of people want Raiden Shogun, a lot of people want Yaimiko.
I mean, it just happens to be that way right now, but obviously there's no telling. It's just they happen to all be Mondstadt themed. Whether they do that in the future, we have no idea, right?
Right. But you have a broader selection of older characters that you missed out on because you skipped the game, you didn't start until way later, but you now can eventually get access to all of those. And you have much higher chances of getting older characters from that certain time that you missed out on. So look forward to that.
Yeah, and for people who are complaining about like rolling for characters and then like getting Chi-Chis and stuff, there's no Chi-Chi on this banner.
Exactly.
You know, like you can
filter them out.
You can off target focus, get like standard banner 5 stars. Like I actually want more constellations for my dealer.
Yeah, guaranteed.
If I have 2 more constellations for Jean, I'm at C6. You know what I mean? Like I would rather get those standard banner characters than have a chance to get all the standard banner characters. You know what I mean? Of course, I prefer the Tanari and stuff, but like of these, like there's no Chi-Chi, there's no Kaching, who I have C4 of. Like, you know, like there's I have more chances to get more constellations for other characters. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. But okay, so let's move on to the events and mini games coming up. So Kahi, would you tell us a little bit about those?
All right, so getting into the springtime, we're going to be having not really the Windbloom Festival, at least not just yet, but we are going to be having a Mondstadt theme event, which is the Alchemical Ascension. So it's going to be kind of a mini game where you create a potion stall with Lisa, and
then we sent to Celestia, right?
Yes, because like Celestia is right. It's because it's right above Mondstadt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah. That's
of
right.
Course.
That's how
so yes, the Knights of Favonius are currently coming up with long-term plans to promote their achievements of alchemy. I kind of like how they're leaning into the Mondstadt being the place of potions and alchemy and drinks and beers and all these other potions and concoctions. It's pretty fun. The person in charge is Lisa, who seems to have a good idea and has invited you and Paimon to assist her. The event's reward is going to be a pole arm, which is called the Dialogues of the Desert Sages. No details about the stats on this, but you also have specific event refinement material, so you can level it up. Of course, you have some Primo Gems and Crowns coming out. It's kind of like a shop minigame management simulator, so you have you can say, here's what our strategy is, here's what our profits and yields are going to be. It's a lot of number crunching, but very simple to play through, and you get to hang out with Lisa. Yay. You then
hang out with Jean.
I think we have to hang out with Lisa first, because Jean's busy, obviously.
Man.
We then have, you might like this one though. You can also do the next event, which is called the Feline Fortress Furdicy.
That's a terrible word.
Mm-hmm. It's Odyssey, but with fur. I don't know.
You can't just replace the O in Odyssey with fur.
They could have called it Meowdacy, maybe? That would have made more sense.
Meowdacy? Oh my god, that would have been that. Would have made more sense. But they did Feline Fortress, right?
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Well, you basically get to make your own lounge. You get to design the layout of your cat lounge, kind of like a cat cafe, and you get to play some cards as well.
Mm-hmm. This is great because I'm allergic to cats, and I can actually enjoy being around them in this game. So
nice.
There you go.
You next have the Great Phase Reaction Debate. Isn't Phase like a game team, or like an esports team or something? Or is that like a bunch of streamers?
Yeah. No, I think it's spelled differently.
F-A-Y-Z? Or is it F-A-Z-E?
It's
I feel like it's...
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is F-A-Y-Z. You're right.
Oh my goodness. It's hilarious.
I think so. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't really know. But anyway, it's like... Mm-hmm. This is the 4th one of this one, dude.
It's like freeze frame, combat. Yeah. You have the potions that will eventually, you can pause combat in the middle of it.
Normally.
You know what? I still have not received a tripod gadget like we had all the way in Sumeru.
Oh my gosh.
I missed that.
no.
I took so many pictures like that because that's awesome. I could
Yeah.
be in the shot. I can craft it. I can get the angle I
Yeah.
want. I could be in the middle
Yeah.
of combat. I digress.
One day, dude.
So
One
yes, hopefully Fontaine would have been the.
I know.
Would have been
But
the
it's
best
not
time
over.
to do it.
Fontaine's not over. Hey,
I know we
Fontaine's
have
not
like
over.
4 more patches. We have time.
Let's hope. Let's copium, dude. Copium.
Okay. We have another mini game, which is the Rolling Crossfire. This is going to be the what do they call it? It says, so the genius inventor of the guards has created a new kind of remote cannon. In order to test its combat effectiveness, they are looking for professionals to participate in firing experiments. So you are basically shooting elemental slimes at other elemental slimes. And for the life of me, I cannot remember that arcade game where you shoot orbs at the same colored
Puzzle
orbs.
Bubble.
Is it? What is it
Puzzle
called?
Bobble.
Puzzle Bubble? Okay.
Puzzle
remember
Bobble.
Puzzle Bobble. Okay. Is that the one with like the green
The little
dragon?
dragons?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
Okay. Because I played that in like the arcade
Me too.
a long time ago. I love that game. It was fun. I might just play it just for old time's sake. But you also have the final one, which is the Hangout series 12, which is going to be with Lynette. And the fun thing about this particular one is after you complete her little Hangout Quest series, you will receive a very special device called the Fatometer. They didn't demonstrate it in the game, or you don't see what it looks like in the game, but it is a device that rolls random numbers. So,
Oh yeah, this is hype.
yeah, this is interesting because I think in a lot of MMORPGs they have like a dice roll system or roll system. You can just, if you're in, co-op mode and you're trying to decide on something, you want to maybe play a mini game of your own. It's
We can
just
play D&D.
Oh yeah, you can.
We can role play D&D and
It is,
Genshin.
yeah,
Just like-
it is a rolling device. I don't know what numbers it goes up to. I hope it's 20. Oh, that would be great if it's 20.
Well, they showed one in the thing that went up to like 12. So
Yeah, I hope 12 is not the maximum.
I think,
20
I hope you
makes
can
so
just
much
literally
more
set
sense.
the maximum. Like I literally hope you can just set the maximum, like out of 100 or something.
It looks like it's going to be a gadget, so it should maybe have some kind of basic interface, but I don't know if you can tweak it. Because you have the gadget that allows you to put foods into it, so there's a certain amount of input you can have into these devices. But it does not specify anything other than it's called a Fatometer, it rolls random numbers. So that'd be pretty fun. I want to see how that works. That'd be really cool for like community events and co-op events in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much the live stream. So you have it's a mini game event, things to look forward to. Anything you are looking forward to specifically?
Nope.
Well, Chiori definitely for me. I want to see her.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, like, this patch, like, I think it's so interesting because
It's the shortest live
nothing
stream.
about it. Yeah, nothing about it is like super excitingly crazy. Like, oh my god, so cool.
It's a
Like, the Chronicle
mid-patch
Wish
in
banner is the
between.
most interesting thing. Yeah, it's a very lull moment. But yeah, I mean, I guess Chiori, just gonna see where she comes into play, and I'm really curious, like, if she comes out underwhelming, like how she will fit in the future is what I'm curious about. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm getting her on my NA account for this time, so I'm gonna start saving up. I'm gonna start doing some story quests and things so I can get some Prima Gems, and yeah, hopefully see where that goes. But yeah, Chiori, I guess, is the number one thing. Also, this dice thing, it looks really fun, so maybe that could be fun. But okay, so let's move on to the community question discussion.
手をつなぎましょう。
All right, last week's question. Which character has the most interesting combat playstyle to you and why? Kahi?
So for me, I would have liked to spend a lot more time thinking about this, but off the top of my head, if I had to think of whose combat style is the most fun, I think it's Zhao. So Zhao has a skill that is a very quick burst. Instantly you move across the field, and you can choose the direction as well. So anything that gives you like added movement can be really good for combat because you can reposition, or you can go to like a more advantageous spot or get out of something. You can use it to escape.
And you can do it in the air.
And you can do it in the air, yes. Zhao also has a really long string of basic combo attacks. Or like normal attacks. He also has a charge attack that can knock characters or enemies into the air, which is effectively disabling them, which is awesome. Anytime you have an effect or an ability that, disables a character and makes them unable to fight back for a certain amount of time, that is, crowd control, that is CC ability, and that's not even a skill. That's just you hold charge and you toss them up into the air. Jean can do that too. I think Jean is cool, but I like Zhao because he's more mobile, he's fast, he's very hard hitting. Also, his burst allows you to jump up into the air, effectively escaping everything and being in combat or able to be hit in the air very briefly. You can basically leave the field and come back down. It's kind of like Wander in a way, but you don't just stay up there. But when you can continuously jump and high up off the ground, you're avoiding a lot, and then you come crashing down in a wide area of effect. So he's very useful in almost every situation, and because he can jump high and use his skill, if you have flying enemies, especially those flying ruin machines, you can jump up and dash, use your skill, and hit their crit spot, and then you can bring them down, which is very rare to see, but it's really cool when you pull it off. So I like Zhao because of how viable he is by himself. And then you can also just use other support characters to completely overpower him. I mean, when Zhao came out, that's what everyone was doing. You have Bennett, you have Cryo Zhao, you have all these characters that have auras and shields that put onto Zhao, and then he just became hyper carry from day one. So that was my most interesting combat character. What about you?
For me, it's pretty much, it just has been since he came out, but it's just Child. It's Tartaglia. The fact that he has 2 weapon types, one that doesn't exist as well. He has a full animation for his daggers, that also turns into a spear, which is really cool. And he can switch to that and then use his bow playstyle, which is also viable in some ways. Plus the Riptide ability, which is when you hit someone, when you get a crit, I think it is, on someone that has the Riptide, it splashes around and then it'll move to someone else once that enemy dies. It's really cool. He just feels versatile. I mean, the fact that he has 2 bursts too, that's so cool.
Depending on your elements,
depending on which stance you're in. Yeah. You can do a ranged explosion with his bow, or you can do a wide range slash in front of him with his with the daggers, which I think he turns it into a spear and then he slashes. That's so interesting, and I really hope we get more characters that have very interesting playstyles like that. I mean, ever since that, it was it opened up so much possibilities. But then they had Hazo and Wanderer, and they have these really interesting catalyst users that have come out recently, Risley as well. But I think there's still so much more potential for weapon switching. I mean, Mika is the closest one to having another weapon switching sort of kit. Raiden kind of has it, but I mean, it is locked to her burst. So I think the skill being the switcher, or maybe even Farina, who she switches entire skill based off of her charge attack. That's interesting. That's also new. So, but Child having a bow as his other ability makes him really versatile for exploration. It makes him versatile for certain enemies, you're fighting the ruin drakes that fly, you want to shoot them down, and then you can go close range with your daggers. That's so cool.
Especially in open world, honestly, when you have a bow user, they're very useful, very good utility, because you can hit ranged targets.
Talking about it, it's making me want to play this more. So one thing is what's really funny that I think about is that when he's in dagger mode, he does not have a plunging attack, so you cannot really use him with Shen Yun, for example, to do plunging attack stuff. I'm sure
they didn't add that animation. They thought you wouldn't be able to do that.
maybe that's their one way of soft locking you out of doing other things with him, right? So they are limiting you to slash on the ground. But yeah, I don't know, it's really interesting. I might revisit his character kind of soon. But I mean, we still have to find out about him in the story mode, right? We just know that he got back to Snezhnaya safely, supposedly.
He just came out of a portal.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, he's still one of my more interesting characters that I still even up until this point. I love whenever he shows up. So I was very happy at his part in the story in Fontaine. It was very interesting. And like, oh my god, learning about Skirk obviously is always super cool. So yeah, it's for me, it's Tartaglia. Let's see what the people on Discord are saying. I think we got a lot of responses for this one, so let's see. Okay, so Wanderer, aptly named, says, Wanderer, I just love his playstyle, think he's so great in Swirl and Taser teams. I don't know why, but I've always felt Swirl and Animo supremacy. Also in the Raiden battle, when her spear thing creates electro spears, you can fly above them easily throughout the attack. Yeah, so very versatile for dodging, movement, you know, he has the wind blades that are like he shoots out, and he has his charge attack. Very, very interesting. So Wanderer is like pretty close up there for me, like top 3 probably for in terms of playstyle. The car flew away for breakfast. Linny, I just can't aim, so the second hit helps a lot. Linny is very interesting, I will say. I learned how to play Linny. He's so he's one of the more complicated characters, I would say, but very cool. Xiao says, Xiao, of course. Pogo stick, go boing smash. Yep, that's the Xiao playstyle in a nutshell.
Xiao says
right,
Xiao. Sounds like a very Xiao thing to say.
I like how these people are like named their characters. Like, of course they're gonna answer these characters, right? Yeah. Salido says, Farina. 1. Sometimes you just get a commission and just don't want to chase the bad guys. Just press skill and your minions got this. 2. Burst is both visually and mechanically exciting, juggling the health bars for just right for maximum damage and bubbles. 3. Interacts with the pneumonia mechanic via Michael Jackson charge attack. 4. If you're hurt, no need to eat, just charge attack and boom, you're a decent healer. 5. The stupid flying specters hovering over the water, just walk over to them and punch them in the face.
That's one way to do it.
C6, she transcends and can do everything, so I'll build her as a plunger so she can be like Xiao. Yeah, because, you know, she gets
I'll build her like
Hydro
a plunger.
Infusion. She gets Hydro Infusion. So, like, Farina with Hydro Infusion, and then with, like, Shan Yun's Burst, she can, like, do plunging, because swords are the best plungers. Like, they plunge the fastest.
Okay, before you continue, I'm still lingering on that statement. I'm going to build her like a plunger. I'm like, but that means she's going to suck. She's going to suck then.
Oh my god. Gilek says, of course it's Princess Ayaka. I think her kit is so interesting. Freeze by far my favorite reaction, especially with Ayaka. Just needs water and then her ult, just sit and have some tea while waiting for the enemy to be completely destroyed. I also love her on exploration, how when they finally fix hers and Mona's travel, they could finally go over the small rocks and stuff. She can walk on water basically. She can infuse with cryo, just needs to go. She's all great all over and the best.
I am so glad they changed and fixed that whole traversal with
Ayaka
and Mona. Oh my god, it's so much better now.
Rai606 says, I'll go with the current patch and say Gaming. He has the HP drain mechanics from Fontaine, his movements are agile and entertaining, his idle animations are top notch, and because of the excellent supports we currently have, Gaming's damage is insanely high and easy to build. Plus, he throws in little man chai every time before he jumps, and when he does, little firecrackers explode, and it's adorable. He's a combination of Diluc and Xiao gameplay style-wise. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And he self-heals too.
Yeah, that's great. The Fontaine characters are really good at that. Well, I guess the characters that came out after Fontaine, because he's not a Fontaine character. Let's see. One Small V says, on one hand, Hu Tao, Navia, and Nivelette for their ability to just unga bunga their way through everything. But if I actually want to play the game, I love Linny's gameplay, or even Kale with Shogun while Shogun's skill is active. I swear, using charge shots as the majority of my damage for the first 30 ARs or so made me really master positioning, stamina, management, and dodging. I swear, using charge shots as the majority of my damage for the first 30 ARs or so made me really master positioning, stamina management, and dodging, and the SFX from hitting a weak spot are phenomenally chunky and satisfying. True. Bean says, hands down the character I have the most fun playing is Yelan. Even if she's mostly played off field, the few seconds she's on are really fun. Going like 300 miles an hour and leaving behind an explosion is so fun. So true. Rex Lap Isn't says, Child, I related when Josh talked about enjoying fast-paced combat that feels like a dance, and that's exactly how playing Child feels to me. I even prefer to play him in Taser rather than the more meta international team because it allows me to have looser rotations and on-field him a little more playfully. He was my first limited 5-star and the novelty still hasn't worn off. Yeah, I feel you. WL Forever Bana says, Nilu, Yunjin, and now Gaming. I think I have a type because all three of them dance/perform in their combat, which is so pretty to see and fun to play for me. On the other hand, I absolutely love Nilou for the fact that she can augment the blooms, and I enjoyed playing that playstyle of combat. Nice. Lack says, I'll hate them. The mechanic of needing to keep his mirrors up forces you to pay attention and then switch during cooldowns. Also, being able to add mirrors in different ways, plunging attack, charge attack, burst seems pretty unique. Teleporting around and up in the air to give plunging attacks is also fun. So I'll hate them was my other top 3. Because when I learned how to use that mirror mechanic, I felt so cool. Like making sure that I could keep that up.
That thing, yeah. So I appreciate that kind of mechanic.
Yeah, I appreciate a mechanic that really rewards you for knowing how it works. Like, you know, when you realize that like the damage isn't just coming from Alhaitham's sword, but it's coming from the Dendro mirror things that appear around him, and when you can keep attacking and keep the level 3 up, it's really satisfying. It does a ton of damage. So that's why Alhaitham is one of my most high damage, high built characters right now.
Lol, I get it.
Chemleon says, since someone already got Wanderer, I'll say Beidou. I really like her skill where you can absorb and deal out damage, as well as her burst, which I have her C6, pairs really well with my Wanderer. If I use my Beidou burst and swap to Wanderer, I can do a ton of damage, multiple enemies at once, since her electricity can arc to multiple opponents. I like finding characters that can synergize with Beidou, since I've used her since I started this game, and she's sticking with me till the end. Ayy. Fox with Wings says, I've been thinking about this for a while, and for me, it's possibly a tie between Linny and Cloud Retainer. Linny is interesting because managing the skill attacks is always something you have to keep in mind, and integrating that into the whole team rotation requires some thought and experimenting, which keeps the game interesting. And Cloud Retainer because turning everyone into Xiao is amazing. She's so versatile, and trying on different builds on her amuses me endlessly. Do you want a healer? Sure, we got this. Do you want a buffer? Yes, we can do that too. A DPS, slap on some crit, and let's go. Plus, double missile on C1 is very, very fun. Can't recommend enough. Yeah, I would love to get her C1 when she comes back around. Signy said, I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count, LMAO. In all seriousness, I genuinely just like the pacing of Alhaitham's attacks, like the timing feels right, while a lot of other characters it feels too fast or too slow for me. That along with the mirrors gives me a visual indicator of what I need to do next, rather than just having to go straight up memorize an attack pattern made him the character that was the easiest for me to learn, despite a lot of people telling me he's one of the harder characters to learn. That alongside the way enemies kinda just disintegrate when he's on field, overall very satisfying to me. Yeah. And lastly, we have Pavo Noctua. Xiao is my most utilized character, and I love his fighting style. There's no crowd control to what? Oh, Pavo Noctua said, Xiao is my most utilized character, and I love his fighting style. There's no crowd to control for the Anemo user if the crowd is dead. but Child's combat is pretty neat too. Yeah, who needs crowd control when you just kill the crowd? That sounds so funny. But okay, what does Spotify have to say?
All right, so Spotify from James. He says, Child. He literally has 2 playstyles. Alas, he has not come home yet. Oh, it's okay, James. You can wait for the next Chronicle Wish event. Maybe he'll come back then. Scott C says, Nahida's skill. The fact that it has damage sharing from all tagged enemies when a Dendro reaction is triggered is just game breaking. I do agree with that, because you effectively can attack one character only, and everyone tethered will also get the damage. I do like that. So like if you have a boss and some ads around, you can just continue to focus the boss and everything dies with it. The Prinzessin de Verlutung says Navia, because there's always so much happening in her teams, especially if you pair her with Fiorina, and Nilou Bloom because her teams got so much more versatile and fun with all the new characters. So yeah, I'm assuming she's a mix between Navia and Nilou. So yeah, that's pretty good. Next up we have Sarah Klein, who says gaming, he's just so fun. We have Aeolus McDougal McLean. Oh, that's an interesting name. Welcome. I think it's definitely a new person who's listening in. Hello, Aeolus. I have always been interested in Kazuha's playstyle, mainly because he has a great aesthetic, but the jumping up and down with Anemo just feels great. Yeah, Kazuha, I am still shocked that I didn't see it at first. I was about to pass on Kazuha a long time ago, and then I got him, and then I'm like, oh my god, I understand now. I didn't know that he also pulled people into the vortex. It's so good. Emu says, I really enjoy Kamisato Ayato's attack. Quick slashes because I find it satisfying to see the numbers pop up like very quickly. I like his big PP damage. That's hilarious. Sam says Navia because, you know, gun. Yes, gun characters are becoming a lot more prevalent in Pathane. The umbrella. Oh, speaking of which, Clarande should definitely have a gun. She has a pistol in her first appearance.
100%.
Lulu says, I just got Miko. Yai Miko, I'm assuming. Okay, Miko around 80 pity. So after I saw this, I started thinking about her, but I realized for me, it's actually Ayaka. Okay, her charge attack playstyle is super cool, combined with the sprinting thing, yes. But I
Very
think
anime.
Best charge attack in the game. Honestly though, I mean, as far as spectacle, it's obviously Nouvellette, but like, Ayaka has like a really great charge attack. A lot of quick instances of really high damage. The Quiet Gem says Lenny's fighting style is really awesome. The way he performs in fights at the same time is cool. Same with the other characters that dance while fighting, Eula and Nilu. So yeah, Lenny being kind of a more performative dancer. And then we have Billy who says Navia because she pulls out an umbrella cannon. And Lenny and Lynette too. So yeah, Navia gets a lot of love lately. I'm assuming a lot of these people are maybe like within the past year or so. We have a lot of past year, maybe 2 who have been playing very recently. So yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to see after all of these characters come out, if they still say Navia, then that says a lot about the other ones. So yes, so who is the most? We have Child, Navia, and who'll be the third?
Alhaitham?
Alhaitham, yeah, I'd say so. So,
Nice.
Next week's question. Thank you for all your responses. A lot of people like to talk about their favorite characters, but what about next week's question? You want to introduce the next one?
All right, so this week's question is, as always, with the live stream episodes, what are you looking forward to the most from the live stream, right? Is it Chiori? Are you like looking to put her in your team somehow? Is it the Chronicle Wish banner? You know, what is it? If there's anything in there that sticks out to you, what are you looking forward to? Let us know. All right, so let's move on to our last segment, One Last Wish.
ワクワクする事件が間もなく起きる。そんな予感がするよ。
Okay, Gahi, what are you going to be doing for One Last Wish today?
I mean, as much as I really want to save up for the next characters, if I had to choose, I already have Zhao, I already have Yamiko. I might as well go for some weapons to power them up, so I'll be going on a weapon banner.
Nice.
Let's see, and well, here we go. Hopefully I get the Kagura's Verity, because that's the signature weapon for Yamiko. Ooh, it's purple.
Oh.
Oh, I got Kuki!
Oh, nice. Okay.
Wow. Okay. That is a good
Let's
one.
see if you win. I'm on my NA account. I don't have either Xiao or Yamiko on my NA account. I'm gonna go for Yamiko. I'm at 9 pity. Okay. And it's blue. It's blue. What is it? It is a slingshot. Yay. Okay.
Ooh,
Great, we
hold
did
on.
it.
Hold on here. I
Mhm.
just realized I have, so this is my C4 Kuki. As I'm reading it, it says, when the normal charged or plunging attacks of the character affected by Shinobu's Grass Ring, if it hits an opponent, a Thundergrass mark will land on the opponent's position and deal AoE electro damage based on 9.7% of Shinobu's max HP. Okay. This is
you don't have C6?
No.
Oh, okay.
But this is a plunging attack damage boost based on HP scaling. Wow. Okay.
Oh, perfect for Shan Yun. There you go. DPS Cookie returns.
I might
Remember when you
actually
tried to
do
do
that. Yeah. I might actually
Yeah.
start to play with Cookie a little bit more. Interesting. All right.
Yeah, do it. Why not? It sounds fun.
Okie doke.
Okay, so that's it for the episode today. Thanks for listening. If you have time, please leave us a comment and a review. We'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. Follow us on Twitter, once again, at Genshin Guys Pod, or me at JSide Gaming, twitch.tv/JSide, and Kahi at Kahiao, KahiyaO on YouTube and Twitter. So, as always,
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
星と支援を目指せ!
Enjoy.